trying to buy my mama a crib, that's goes from checking out. God got me so you know what it is, ain't no reason to be stressing out. I get it back and I'm coolie, I get it back and I'm coolie, yeah. I get it back and I'm coolie, whoa, I get it back and I'm coolie.
What is going on, my fellow coaster enthusiasts? How you doing? My name is Coaster Jedi, and today I'll be starting a new type of countdowns where I'll be counting down the best roller coasters in certain states. Now, I'm only doing this for states that I've ridden the majority of the roller coasters in that I've been to. So, for example, I will not be doing California because I have never been to California and thus have never been to the amusement parks there, so I can't really give an informed opinion. So today we'll be checking in on the top 5 coasters in Maine. I've ridden every coaster in Maine, and today I'll be ranking the top 5. Enjoy! So starting off, just to give you guys a little bit of an overview, we have the stats for the state. Maine only has 6 coasters, so not a great collection of rides here. But they do have 2 parks with more than one coaster, that being Palace Playland in Old Orchard Beach and Funtown Splashtown USA in Saco. So both of these are actually within about 10 minutes of each other. They're in southeastern Maine. So I've been to both of these. I've ridden all 6 of the coasters here. And so I will be able to give my valid opinion on all of them. So the honorable mention that came in 6th place was Wacky Mouse, and that is the that's the Wacky Worm. This is kind of what you'd expect from a Wacky Worm. It's at York's Wild Kingdom. So without further ado, let's dive into the state countdown. Coming in at number 5, we have Orient Express at Palace Playland. This is a typical kind of kiddie coaster. It is definitely aimed at a younger audience, but it's a nice, fun kiddie coaster overall. It's one of those classic wisdom ones. And you get a nice pop of airtime on that hill that is after the helix. Each time you get a nice little pop. So that's pretty nice. It makes it from being a complete disaster as a kiddie coaster, and it's not a very aggressive kiddie coaster, so that's nice. And they have a nicely themed station, as you can see there. So that is kicking off our list with number 5. Next up, we have another Palace Playland roller coaster. This is Wipeout, the SBF Visa spinning coaster. So this is just your typical model. It's very small, it's very compact, but it's great for families. It's a fun ride, a nice little spinning coaster. It's a great addition to the park because it takes a very little space, so it's very nice. And you go through this weird sort of like kind of cutout place, as you can see in the picture. So it sort of feels like you're going through a postcard, which is kind of cool. So it's a nice little ride, nothing crazy though. At number 3, we have Wild Mouse at Funtown Splashtown USA. So this is just your average Wild Mouse. It's really nothing special, nothing standout, but it's a larger scale coaster than the last couple have been, so that's nice. It's nice to have a supporting coaster at Funtown Splashtown, and it's overall an enjoyable ride. Even if you're not the biggest fan of Wild Mouse coasters, it's still nice to have that here. Number 2, we have a great family coaster. This is Sea Viper at Palace Playland. This was actually a very recent addition. I believe it came in 2018. It replaced their old Galaxy coaster, which was an old sketchy ride, with something much better. Sea Viper is fun, especially in the back row. You get a nice whip over that drop, and you get some solid forces. There's some solid positive and lateral G's on this ride. No airtime or anything, but it's smooth, enjoyable, and great for the family. So it's a very fun ride, and really, I don't have anything negative to say about it. But of course, at the number 1 spot, we have Excalibur at Funtown Splashtown. The only wooden coaster in Maine. It is also the tallest and fastest coaster in the state. So this is a fun ride. It has a great setting out in the woods. I think that's really cool. It's sort of on its own in the park. To go back to the back corner to be able to ride it, and it travels through the woods, and it's got a solid layout. It's very enjoyable. It's not too rough either. It's not butter smooth, but for a wooden coaster, it's not terrible. It's definitely bearable. There's not the greatest amount of forces here. There's not a ton of fantastic airtime, but there's a little bit here and there. And it's a very strong ride, and it's very solid, and it's worth the visit to Funtown Splashtown. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Even though this countdown didn't have a lot because Maine is not a very big state for roller coasters, I appreciate you guys watching and getting a little bit more informed of the amusement parks of Maine. So let me know if I should keep doing this. I will put out a couple more In somewhere within the near future, I'll be putting one out for Connecticut, Maryland, possibly Pennsylvania, and a couple other of these different states. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next video.